Are we rolling? Oh. Morning UT kids. Great to see you this morning. We have an amazing program for you today, as always. So I've got my snacks ready to go. These will be finished in the morning. I've got my favourite mug with my coffee in it, and I am excited for what's ahead. But first, let's get up on our feet, let's get warmed up and get ready for the morning.
Monkey. 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 Monkey.
So hello everybody, we had a wee camera glitch there. So I'm on the final round of the challenge that we can use some sort of gum. So I decided to use jelly babies and also ambrosia cream rice. So I did. So I've actually just poured it all in, and I've got a minute to try to get as many of these from this bowl onto this plate. Okay, so I'm going to start my wee timer. I have a 5-second countdown here to get this done. I'll move that over there. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, yuck.
Oh.
Yuck.
Oh dear.
Yuck.
Oh.
Oh.
What's up my nose? Oh, okay.
Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh, yuck. No.
I know we doesn't like this. Okay, that's
Oh, thank goodness.
Sorry, that's keep it going, Mummy.
Keep
I
it
need
going.
to, yes, because I... Okay, I have to count them. Oh dear me. Ugh. It's up...
Tip your nose.
Right, it's up my nose. Okay, it's up my nose. So we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, I only got 18. So Alethea, I think you're the winner of that game, and I need to go blow my nose because I've got cream rice up my nose. Goodbye everybody, have a great day.
Hey UT kids, welcome back to worship. So this week we're going to do God's awesome rescue plan. We did 2 weeks ago, and we clapped to the verses, danced to the chorus and the bridge. This time we're going to add in some simple actions just to make it a bit more like jivey, a bit more, I don't know what the word would be, but anyway, you know what I mean, I'm trying to say. Then we'll put it all together after our short tutorial, then we'll show you how to dance it, okay? So it starts off with saying, bigger than a billion trillion galaxies along. We're just clapping, so you keep on, yeah, what Phoebe's doing, you keep on clapping. And then you're waiting for this thing to say, your plans for me are good. It started as a whisper, bringing darkness to light. Sent your son to save me, so he gave me my heart. You made me who I am in your amazing plan. So your amazing plan's like the Bible, so in your amazing plan. Okay, so your plans for me are good. Then you sent your son to give me my heart. Also simple, okay? Then you get to your chorus, which we know, so we're just going to skip on past that. Okay. Then yet again, we're just going to clap, keep clapping and dancing until you get to the verse to say, my sins are washed away like you're washing the windows. So my sins are washed away because Jesus took my place. And now I want to mission out to my friends. Even with everything you've done for me, you do them for them. I'm praying that they believe. So here I am, send me. So praying they believe, here I am, send me. So simple, okay? And that's it. And if you don't get it the first time, don't be panicking, because it took us a while to get it as well. So just get the chorus, fab, and then yeah, and you'll be doing good. So we'll see you soon.
Bigger than a billion trillion galaxies long, close enough to hear it in the words of a song. Of course you knew I would. Your plan for me is good. It started as a whisper, bringing light to the dark. Sent your son to save me, so I'd give you my heart. You made me who I am in your amazing plan. God's awesome rescue plan. God so loved the world, he gave his one and only son to give his life for me. He gave his life for me. He gave his life for me. And now I choose to put my trust in him. I will not die, I'll live eternally.
kids, it is time for our story again, and I am so excited to be sharing this week's story with you. So over the last few weeks we have been talking about different aspects of God's personality and different aspects of his character in order to find out who God really is. And we have found that actually God is usually a lot more of certain things than what we thought he was. So over the last few weeks we've discovered that he is bigger than we thought he was, he is more faithful than we thought he was, he is stronger than we thought he was, and we're going to keep exploring that this week. But I want to know, does anybody have any guesses about what we're going to be talking about this week? Oh, those are all so good, but nobody got it. So, do you want to know why I'm really excited about this week's story before I tell you what we're talking about? Yeah? Okay, so Ian has lent us the Generation Next time machine for 2 weeks in a row. That's right, we have got the Bible time machine for a second week in a row. I am so excited about this. So what we are going to do is this. I have been thinking a lot about this word. It's kindness. Kindness. And I've been thinking a lot about what it means to be kind. So take 2 seconds with your family or whoever's in the room and chat to them about what you think it means to be kind. Okay, shout some of your answers out. Awesome. You're all so right. Here's what I think as well it means to be kind. I think if you're a kind person, you're a good friend. I think if you're a kind person, you think about other people and what they need and what they want. And I think if you're a kind person, you're generous. Do you remember we talked about being generous? I think you would be generous if you're kind. And what we're going to do this week is we're going to explore God's kindness. Because whenever I was thinking about kindness this week, I was wondering, is God kind? Is he? And we're going to discover that this week. So I was reading in my Bible, right, about this story where there was like a ridiculous amount of kindness from this one person. This one person in the Bible showed like so much kindness. Anybody know who that person is? You're right, it was Jesus. And we know that Jesus is God. He's God's son. So if Jesus was kind, God must be kind, right? Let's explore. So what we're going to do this week, I'm so excited about. I could cry. Like, I'm so excited about this. We are going to be reporters. We're going to go back in time to the streets that Jesus lived on, that he worked on, that he walked on, and we are going to go door to door and see if we can find some people who can tell us about the kindness of Jesus. Does that sound good? Yes, of course it does. But first we need to get ourselves ready because we need to look like reporters. So I've got my disguise ready. So I've got my glasses, got my time traveling hat as per last week, and I've got my coat because every good reporter, oh, it's tricky to get into this coat with a hat on. Every good reporter wears a Sherlock Holmes coat, don't they? So I've got my coat and got my clipboard because all good reporters have clipboards. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to jump back in time, but before we do that I want you to pause the video and I want you to run and get your disguise and get ready to go and report with me, okay? Ready, steady, let's jump back in time. Okay, so I am here. My time travel machine has worked. I don't think anybody has noticed me yet, and I am on the streets ready to meet the people. We're on a very busy road with lots and lots of houses, so I'm sure we'll meet somebody. I am outside house number 1, so let's see who we meet. Come on. It looks pretty empty. Hello, sir. So I am a reporter from the evening news.
Get off my property.
I'm a reporter though from the evening news.
I don't care, get off my property.
Oh sir, we'd love to.
Get off.
Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, well that one didn't work. Let's see if the people that live in this house knew anything. Hello sir, I'm a reporter from... Great. Let's give this one a go. Hello sir, I'm a reporter with the Evening News and we are doing an investigation into kindness.
I'm sorry, I need to sleep. Go see somebody else.
But sir, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We just love you to help us with... It would be... Well, that was a fail. Okay, well, house number 4. Let's see if we have any joy. Doesn't really look like anyone's home. Hello sir, I am a reporter with the Evening News. We are doing a story on the kindness of Jesus and are hoping to maybe find Jesus or find somebody who he's been kind to, and we were wondering if you could help us.
Well, I actually have a story about Jesus' kindness that I'd be willing to share with you.
Fabulous. Would we be able to come in and chat to you?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, brilliant. Alright, come on. Come on. Come on. Good evening. We are here on the streets this afternoon to interview for the Evening Standard News somebody who believes they have been part of one of the miraculous kind acts of Jesus Christ. Sir, remind us what your name is.
Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus.
Yes.
Oh, that is a really difficult name to pronounce. I must write that down. Zacchaeus. Okay, sir, and you believe that you have been a recipient of a kind act of Jesus?
Yes.
Okay, so when did this happen?
It's happened a while ago. I heard that Jesus was coming to where I lived, and I'd heard about him and all the miraculous things that he could do, but I didn't overall believe them.
Okay.
But I wanted to see him, like, to be sure.
So what happened next?
So whenever Jesus arrived, I went and climbed a tree that was on the road that he was going to be walking along.
So why did you climb a tree?
I'm very small.
Okay, yes you are quite small. I didn't notice that, but didn't really want to say anything. How tall actually are you, Zacchaeus?
Very small.
Okay, touchy subject. Okay, so what I don't really understand with this case is, okay, yes, you wanted to go and see Jesus to make sure, see if he was legit or not. Why didn't your friends and your community just let you stand at the front of the crowd?
I'm not very well liked within my community because I was a tax collector. So I collected money from people, but a lot of times I would collect more than what I should have collected for my own personal wealth.
Oh, Zacchaeus, that's not good. So it's bad enough that you do a job that people don't really like. You have to take their hard-earned money from them, but then you decide you're going to take more and keep it for yourself.
Yes.
Okay, but were you a nice guy aside from that, or?
I was quite mean to people.
Okay. So, would it be fair to say you probably didn't deserve this act of kindness from Jesus?
Yes.
Okay, so what actually happened then?
Well, Jesus, as I was walking along the road, and then he stopped, looked up at the tree and called to me and shouted, "Zacchaeus, come down from your tree."
How did he know your name?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay, so he invited you down from the tree, let you stand at the front of the crowd, all was good?
He asked if he could come back to my house and have a meal.
Okay.
Which I didn't really understand because it was the first time somebody had been asked if they could do that.
So that was the first time you'd ever had a friend over for a meal?
Yeah.
Wow. That really was kind of Jesus. So our viewers on this series of exploring God and exploring Jesus, we've heard repeatedly that these kind acts have really changed people's lives. I'm struggling to see here how
yes, okay, it was nice of Jesus to come to the house of someone who was mean and a tax collector and all that stuff and be your friend. Great. But I'm struggling to see how that like was like an extreme act of kindness, or how it changed your life, or why that was important to you.
He really changed my life because he showed me the error of my ways and the importance of being kind to other people.
Okay, so what?
So I decided to follow him because there was something about him that I saw that I hadn't seen in anybody else, like such extreme love for other people. So
was that what made him kind then?
yeah, so I then decided to give all the money that I collected from people whenever I was a tax collector back to them, and more.
So not just the money you stole, but more?
Yeah,
Wow.
to try and make up for it.
So following Jesus and Jesus coming into your life, is this a long-term thing? Do you still follow Jesus today, or?
Yeah, I still follow him, and I forever will follow him.
And did you say that's what, would you say that's what made you kind?
Yeah.
And how has your life changed from that day?
I feel like I have become a completely different person. I have a lot more friends now, so I do.
Brilliant. Well, there we have it, evening news viewers at UTkids. What a story of how Jesus showed this unimaginable kindness to our friend Zacchaeus. And thank you, Zacchaeus, for opening your lovely home to us and letting us speak to you today. You can check out the news tonight and you'll see your interview. So back to you in the studio. Wow, what an amazing story. How kind is Jesus? He is even kinder than I thought that he ever could have been. He was even kind to the mean person in the community. Wow, that is so, so cool. There are a few things from this story of Zacchaeus that I have really learned, and I want you to learn them with me. Are you up for that? Yeah, awesome. So there's 3 things I've learned from this story. So thing number 1. Everybody go. 1. That was wick. Try it again. 1. Okay, thing number 1. Jesus was so kind because he loved Zacchaeus. That probably sounds like an obvious one, but it's something I never really thought of before this week when I looked at this story. I want you to think about school, okay? So let's just imagine, get your imagination hats on. Let's imagine that you go back to school tomorrow and that person in your class that really annoys you, because there's always one, is like just really getting on your nerves. They're just doing your head in, they're being really mean, and you just can't be bothered with them. Do you want to be kind to that person? You can be honest. No, you don't. And that's what happened to Zacchaeus, was people didn't want to be kind to him. They didn't want to be his friend because, let's be real, he was mean. He was a bully. Nobody liked him. But Jesus was different. And that's what Zacchaeus saw, that he was different. And the thing that was different about Jesus was his kindness. And I started to wonder, how on earth was Jesus so kind to Zacchaeus? Because he really wasn't nice. He wasn't. And I realised that Jesus loved him. We have told you so many times about how God loved you so much. And he loved every single person in the world so much that he sent his son. Who's his son? Jesus. He sent Jesus to earth to die for these people. And not just for the people that were on earth at that time, but for every single person who would ever be born ever again. So that includes you and me. And he sent him to die because he loved them. He missed having a relationship with them. It really, really hurt him that he couldn't. And Jesus, I think, saw Zacchaeus through those eyes. He had his glasses of God's love on. You know those hippie glasses that people wear with the hearts on? I really wish I had a pair right now because it would make my point so much cooler. But he had his goggles, or his glasses of God's love on. So that is how Jesus was so kind. because he remembered about God's love. So that is number 1. Okay? Number 1. Everybody go 2. Number 2. Number 2. Ready? The second thing that I have learned from this story is that Jesus has been just as kind as he was to Zacchaeus to me. And he is just as kind as he was to Zacchaeus to you too. And what I mean by that is this: every single one of us does mean things. Every single one of us can be really just not nice and not kind at times. Every single one of us has this thing called sin in our lives, and that's every bad thing we've ever done. Every lie, every time we've been cheeky, not listening to our parents. We've talked about sin a lot. Every one of us has sin in our lives. And I'm not saying that to make you feel bad. I'm just painting a picture. But Jesus came and did something about that. In the same way that he came into Zacchaeus' life and he did something about it. He told Zacchaeus, you need to change. It is time to change. I'm going to be your friend, but you need to change. He did that for us too. Because he came from heaven and he died on a cross so that we could be his friends. So that he could have a relationship with us. And in doing so, he made changes in us. I want you to think back, if you're a little bit older watching this, after this, I'd like you to take a few minutes and think back to how different you were whenever you asked God to rule your life. Whenever you said your yes to Jesus, how different were you? Now I know you were probably a lot younger. For some of you it was only a few months ago and you've grown up, but you were so different. And Jesus came and showed us the same kindness that he showed Zacchaeus. So we're really quite like Zacchaeus, even though we don't like to admit it. So number 1, what did we learn? Jesus' kindness came from love. Number 2, Jesus has been kind to us. And the last thing that I have learned is this. Because Jesus was so aware of how much God loves Zacchaeus, because he loves us so much, he's so kind to us. But when we read our Bible, we are told that we have to do something about this, because it tells us throughout the Bible that we should walk how Jesus walked. It tells us in Corinthians and Ephesians that we should be imitators of Jesus Christ. Now that doesn't mean like wandering about like swaggering the way that you think Jesus walked. It doesn't mean like preaching in your street and expecting a massive crowd to gather, because that would be really awkward. And I don't mean like telling your friends to jump out of the rowing boat when you're next in the sea and telling them to walk. I don't mean that. But we should try and be personality wise like Jesus and characteristic wise like Jesus. And that means that we have to try to show kindness. And we also have to try to remember God's love for these people. For the people that really annoy us, the people we just don't want to be kind to. Because that's what Jesus did. I don't really think that Jesus would have liked spending time with Zacchaeus when he was as mean as he was. I know he still loved Zacchaeus, but I don't think that would have been all that fun. But when Zacchaeus started to change, I bet that was like the best time ever. And God's asking us, he's challenging us to be like Jesus, and therefore he's challenging us to be kind. And I know some of you are probably sitting like looking at your parents like, oh, this is awful, I don't want to be kind to my brother, or like that person's school, like, oh, this is so bad. But it's actually such a wonderful opportunity to show God's love. Because whenever we ask God to show us how he sees other people, we see his love for them. And whenever we're kind to people, they see that thing in us that's different. Just like Zacchaeus saw something different in Jesus. That's what people see in us. And how cool would it be if we were kind to somebody and then we got to tell them all about how much God loved them and sent his son to save them, and they started following Jesus too. I think that would just be so cool, and I know that God can do that with you, and he can do that with me. So let's go over what we learned from this story again, okay? Number 1, Jesus' love comes from kindness. Number 2, Jesus has been kind to me, and he's been kind to you. And number 3, we should be like Jesus. So I want to challenge you today, whether you're 4 or whether you're 10 or 11 or 6 or 7 or whatever age you are, whether you're 40 and you're watching with your kids, I want to challenge you this afternoon to think about how you can be kind. What ways can you show kindness? Because I just know it will make a difference in whoever it is. I know that God will use it. So I hope you have a fabulous week, and we're going to be talking this week about different ways that we can be kind and we can show kindness. But I would love it if you would have a think yourselves as to how you can show God's love through kindness. It's been great chatting with you guys. Have a great week.
What an amazing story about God's kindness. Unfortunately, that's the end of another UT Kids for this week, but it's only the end for today. Remember to keep yourself posted and updated this week for everything that's happening during the week. If you haven't signed up already, get signed up. Why aren't you signed up? Get signed up and keep an eye out for the emails and everything that goes on the social media as well. But that's us done for today. Cannot wait for next week's program, and I hope you're as excited as I am. I'm going to go back to my snacks, back to my coffee, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.